Now, the second part, perpetual student. At this moment, this means something which have a pejorative connotation, because if someone studies a long time, we always think, he's a bad student. Probably you know some students which study maybe 7 years or 8 because they like study. But in Copernicus, it was completely different. Completely different because Copernicus wanted to study a lot of things. That was the point. And we know that Copernicus interesting about astronomy, astrology, law, medicine, Greek, philosophy, cartography, mathematics, and economy. In all this field, he has some works. So I will show you what kind of works he has in all this field. Yeah, but now the question is what he exactly studied. Okay? Unfortunately, in such time, there was no university in Torun. But fortunately, when I was in Torun, it was this university. So I studied in Nicolaus Copernicus University in Torun. And also I met my wife in this university. So I'm very familiar with Copernicus University. I also put here some pictures. You see that the university is quite young. I mean, it's established after Second World War in 1945. And the buildings here are not so pretty. And I don't like this modern style. Anyway, that's like it looks like. And the place here is a little far from the city center. But I put it especially address. You see the address is Gagarina. You know who was Gagarin? Astronaut, yeah, exactly. He was the first man in the sky somewhere, yeah? So, as you see, in Poland, we have many streets which have the name of very famous people, not only from Poland, but even from different countries. So, I think in Poland, we have not a lot of streets like in, for example, USA. Even in Japan, you have a first street, second street, third street. In Poland, we haven't something like this. Every main street has some name. Typically, the name is some famous person. Okay, but fortunately, university have some buildings in a city center, and these buildings looks like this, so they are very beautiful. And for example, in Collegium Maximum, you can find a museum. In Collegium Maius, now is Faculty of Humanities. But, as I said, Copernicus haven't lucky, so there was only, because they have not studied in Torun at such time. In such time, it was only the one place in Poland when he can study. But fortunately, it was the most beautiful place in Poland, so he studied in Krakow. Krakow is here, I put on the map. Okay, here is Krakow. So Copernicus started to study in Krakow, and he studied there between 91 and 94. What he studied? I really like this topic, liberal arts. We have now something like this, but liberal arts. This included mathematics, astronomy, and astrology. Can you imagine? There was very close between the mathematics and astrology. Nowadays, it's a completely different story, fortunately, especially about the astrology. It's not a science now. But before, in the past, it was really close. Even medicine was very close to astrology, because people believe that stars just interact with our body and so on. So Copernicus studied at the University of Krakow. Now it's Jagiellonian University, but he left before completing his degree. People think now that he didn't complete his degree, because if he did, he cannot move to the other university. That was the point. If he didn't, he can just go to the next university. But now I would like to show you some places in Krakow, because I think this is the most beautiful place in Poland. So start from Jagiellonian University. This is a very old university. It's founded in 1364 by Casimir III the Great. And it was the oldest university in Poland and the second oldest university in Central Europe. and one of the oldest serving university in the world. It's like, it looks inside, you can see that still there is many old-fashioned places, so it's very beautiful. And also Krakow is very beautiful. And here, for example, we have St. Mary Basilica. The second place is Sukienice, which are in the central part. Sukienice, it was a place when people just exchanged some gods in the 15th centuries. Now you can just buy some souvenirs over there, but anyway, it's still a beautiful place. And the next one place, which is very important in Poland, okay. And now it's the next place when Copernicus going. Copernicus moved to Italy. In Italy, there are a lot of good universities, so he went to Italy. How do you think? What kind of transportation he can use in such time? Unfortunately, from Poland, not so many ships coming by sea because it's quite comfortable sort of transportation. So he can use only horse. You know what is the typical speed of the horse? How many kilometers per day you can ride by horse? Around 30-40 kilometers per one day. So from Poland to Italy, he ride maybe 40 days. Today, you know, it's by plane maybe 2 hours. So you can imagine how difficult it was to get a good study in such time. Anyway, Copernicus just went to Bologna, which was between 96 and 15. And formally, he studied canon law. Formally, because he also studied a lot of different things. Formally, because bishop, which I still put the photo over there, just push him, please do it, because I want to, you just exchange my job, you just take my job in the future. But Copernicus not really liked to study this law and looking for something else. In such time, he lived in the same house and the principal astronomer in the university, Domenico Maria Navarra de Ferrara, and become his disciple and assistant. And it was exactly the time when Copernicus first time really started to measure something and just learn about the astronomy and astrology. Even nowadays, you can find a special table which is on the house when Navarra lived, especially for Copernicus. So in Italy, they also remember Copernicus. After this time, Copernicus just went to Poland for a few months. It was because he spent all money. So it means that he studied a lot in Italy. And he asked once again, uncle, maybe I will go to Italy once again. And uncle say, okay, but you should to study medicine this time because I need some doctor. And Copernicus say, okay, so I will go there and I will be study medicine. But also, uncle pushed him to study the Catholic law. And it was exactly what this time Copernicus did. So he studied medicine. Even on his grave, people just put the name Nicolaus Copernicus, medical doctor. But it's not true, because he studied medicine only 3 years. So today we can say Copernicus just have a bachelor from medicine. But during the brief visit in Ferrara, which he never studied there, he passed exams and received doctorate in canon law. Nobody knows how he did it, but he did. So he did exactly what uncle wanted from him.